I went to sniff and it like...
Hey.
Hey, Winnicott, it's been a while. How are you?
I've missed you guys.
Gross, get a room, Burke. Sheesh. Well, we have a great I'm gonna be honest with you. Show might be good or it might be bad, but you know what? You're gonna sit through it in your warrior block and probably hate on Yikik afterwards. So frankly, I don't care about your opinion. Just enjoy what we have, you ungrateful heathens.
No matter how bad or good this show is, you guys are still gonna watch it because it sure beats reading or listening to your teacher talk about politics or why flies stick on walls but don't stick to each other. Something like that.
Very true, Burke. Well, by the way, how was prom?
It was good. How was yours?
I didn't get asked.
Oh, well, there's always next year, you sad sack. Luckily, Shannon and Savannah got a story on it, so if you didn't go, check this stuff out.
This is Savannah reporting to you live from the class of 216 prom. Let's take a look at how the turnout went. On May 16th, memories, laughs, and smiles were created as the annual junior prom took place. The day began with the Grand March. Members of the junior class and their dates presented at the Shell on Hampton Beach, where they showed off their dazzling dresses and dashing tuxes. Students then proceeded to the transformed dining hall, where they experienced a night full of food and dancing under the sea. By 8 o'clock, the event was in full swing. Later that evening, the winners of Prom King and Queen were crowned. The juniors were able to fund their prom through these events, such as the mattress and car sales. And through these events, the students raised enough money to have their prom here at the school dining hall instead of the Frank Jones Center, where the junior prom has been hosted for many years.
We're having it here because we put out a survey monkey for the class to vote, and the class voted to have it here. From the time you walk up and walk in, you're going to be transformed into this whole under the sea adventure for the entire evening.
It's fun. I'm glad we're doing it here because it's all, gives us a chance to have a much more detailed prom.
Prom, I think, has come out amazing with all the work that we put in.
It's like a middle school dance, but better.
The turnout was a blast in the class of 216, diving out.
Man, I remember it like it was just last weekend. Good times, good times.
Yeah, man, time flies. Soon I'm going to be spreading my wings and flying on to the next chapter of my life after high school. It's kind of sad.
Really?
Psych, no, I'm pumped to be done here. Sorry about that.
Well, while you're spreading your wings and flying, some people are finding other ways to travel quickly.
Oh yeah, like parkour. Parkour!
I hope we make it.
I hope so. How are we gonna make it?
Parkour.
How'd you get here so fast?
It's called parkour.
What's that?
Let's check it out.
Parkour, as Jim Halper puts it, is to get from point A to point B as creatively yet efficiently as possible.
Parkour!
It is a combination of free running and acrobatic moves and takes a great amount of not only physical skill, but mental as well. While parkour has been around for a while, many parkour and free running enthusiasts agree that David Bell was the official founder of parkour. David and his group of friends created many videos of them showing off their talents in the late 80s, and soon enough, the videos were all over news stations and people all over the world would try parkour on their own. As fun as parkour sounds, there are very high risks, including being charged with trespassing, injuring yourself, or even death if a risky move is not executed correctly.
Now that you guys know what parkour is all about, we found some spots for you guys.
All right, go.
Honesty takes up time. So let's get together sometime. I promise to ease your mind.
Oh, you just water off his head, dude.
Well, that's parkour for you. Beginner parkour. It's pretty hard. See you later.
I've always wanted to do parkour in Hawaii. Speaking of Hawaii, the annual Winnacunnet Close-Up Trip, which usually takes place in Washington, D.C., will be taking place in Hawaii next year. Tyler Johnson has a little clip on why this is occurring and what the close-up trip entails.
Beginning in 2016, for Close-Up, we're going to experiment and take a group of students to Hawaii. It's going to be offered in February, specifically February 6th. Students will experience a week-long program working more with international relations and in the Asia-Pacific region, rather than the domestic issues they would have done in Washington, D.C. There will be a meeting on Thursday, May 28th after school in my room, E103, if you're interested in attending Close-Up. Before you come to that meeting, I would encourage you to view the website closeup.org with your family and review what the program is all about, because that will answer a lot of the questions for you.
Speaking of politics and stuff, the state Senate recently approved a bill that allows parents to opt their children out of state testing. The bill also requires schools to give parents a heads up if there is to be a book used in the school curriculum with sexual content. The bill is currently headed back to the House for approval and would take place 60 days after its passage. As you may have noticed, we changed. And that's not because we had massive amounts of problem producing the show, people weren't passing in stories, not getting them approved, and we had to come back in the next day to reshoot.
That's not it at all. And all of this, as we were saying it, is all on the teleprompter right in front of us. None of this is made up right now on the spot.
And you know what else is on the teleprompter? This joke. So a horse walks into a bar and he says, "I'll have an ice water." The bartender says, "Sure, but why the long face?" He says, "I'm a horse."
Man, you should go into stand-up. That was wicked funny.
Thanks. You know who else is in stand-up?
No, who?
Winnacunnet graduate John Reinman, and it just so happens that me and Brian have a story on that very person.
Good, because I don't know who he is, and I'm sure a lot of you don't know either.
Check it out.
On Saturday, April 11th, many eager viewers flocked to the Ashworth by the Sea on Hampton Beach for a night of comedy and charity in support of the Winnacunnet Alumni Association. Headlining for this cause was Winnacunnet alumni John Reinman, now the head writer for The Jimmy Fallon Show.
Like New Hampshire, I love it. It's the one state in the union where when we get excited, we give each other a high three. Like, that's what we do because of the fireworks. Take your time. Think about it. You know, like Northampton, we don't have any downtown. Like, that's one thing. It's like, I think it's Rite Aid, maybe. I'm not sure. You want to meet down? Let's have we gotta have a big meet. Like, if the president came, he'd go to Rite Aid. Where everyone would meet.
Reinman expressed his appreciation for his time at Winnacunnet and commented on how much of an impact his schooling had on getting him to where he is now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the thing about Winnacunnet is that, and also I grew up in Northampton, so Northampton school too, so that both places really encouraged creativity and kind of tolerated it too, which a lot of places don't. High school's it can be a really tough time in your life, or it can be a really fun time in your life. And for me, a lot of circumstances kind of dictated that it would be tough, but it ended up being one of my favorite times. And I'd say Winnacunnet, I mean, just on the whole, like the teachers and the students and the parents, you know, pound for pound, probably still my favorite group of people I've ever been a part of.
While at Winnacunnet, Reinman participated in the school plays and was also a member of the Winna Chronicle. After graduating from Winnacunnet, he attended Emerson College in Boston and now lives in New York, where he works as a writer for the Jimmy Fallon Show.
It's a lot of pressure. You know, it's not all fun. You know, I think everyone assumes you go in there and you just goof around all day and you write whatever. It's like, but you're on TV and there are a lot of people are watching and you have a lot of other shows that are on. So you have to make it really good. And sometimes it takes a while to get there. Sometimes there'll be a story that we just can't crack. And so in that respect, it's a job. You know, it'd be a job's a job, no matter who you are and what you're doing. But at the same time, you remind yourself, you're like, but still, this is a pretty cool job.
Well, Winnacunnet, that's all we have for you today. John Reinman was able to chase his dream from this school, so I think you all can too. Well, it saddens me to say this, but this is my last time ever joining you on Desk Winnacunnet. Next year, I'm off to bigger and better desks.
It's been an honor to serve alongside you, sir.
Always remember my first time on this piece of magnificent oak. The memories within its structure. Seen it all on this desk with you, Winnacunnet. The sky cams, the good desks, the bad desks.
And my journey is just beginning, as goes the cycle of the great anchorman.
Where one great anchorman ends, another begins.
Well, it's time to wrap it up.
So long, everybody. R.I.P. We just killed the club.